Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4-3 of the Minot Business Podcast, presented by Bennett Creative Media. I'm your host, Easton Bennett, and on the show today, we have Dawn Gullickson and Kris Schwan. How are you guys today?
Fine, thank you.
Great.
Ready for a good show?
Absolutely.
You guys sick of the snow yet?
Totally.
Yes.
And then there's more coming tonight, which is exciting for us, right?
Yeah. Super excited.
Yes. So before we actually get into the show, if you have not already, please rate and review the show. I'm not selling you anything, I'm not selling you anything. So all I ask is for your support. If you take 5 seconds to leave a rating and a review, really helps spread the word to new audiences and attract new guests for you guys every single week. So let's get right into it. Throw you guys into the fire here. What do you guys do for people that have never met you?
Now, this will be the hard part as to who's going to answer first. We own a clothing store in Minot. We are located at Central Avenue and First Street.
Yep.
Mainstream boutique.
Awesome. So then how did that come about? Because obviously Mainstream Boutique's been there, but I know you guys have somewhat of a unique story. So how did that come about?
It's a fun story. I'll let Dawn tell that one. Because it starts with her.
It does. We're cousins, in case people didn't know that. And when we were growing up, our grandmother lives in Velva.
Okay.
And she has this amazing house. Well, she's since passed, but she had this amazing house with this attic. And it was full of clothing and shoes. And we used to always play up there. Oh, scarves. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We put on fashion shows. And when we were little, we'd always say, someday we'll own a clothing store.
Yeah.
Well, I used to shop Mainstream Boutique. And so I got the email when Pam was selling, stating that she was looking for a buyer. And so I called up Kris and I'm like, hey,
you want to buy?
Because I've always worked in retail clothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it made sense.
So that's where the mesh was.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
And I've never worked retail, but I have a business degree.
Okay.
So I'm more backside of the house.
I'm an artist.
Right. She has a folder and everything.
Really? There
That's
you go.
kind of our joke. I'm always like, I'm an artist.
Yeah. So then is that kind of what it stemmed from? Your background is you just always wanted to own one? Where did that come from?
You know, I've always loved fashion. I love clothing. I love shoes, typical girl. Christy has worked retail most of her life and she's amazing at it. She's got those great eyes. She's very fashion forward.
She's pumping
we
her
always
tires.
tease, she's kind of ahead of her time.
I am.
And we always said someday we'd do this. And so when I called her, I was like, do you really want to?
Yeah.
And she's like, I do.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
It was like literally like that was the conversation. And
I mean, from that point, I talked to my husband. I was ready to get out of the contracting world.
Yep.
Talked to my husband. He's like, I will put the money down for you guys if you really want to do this.
Okay.
And we went to the bank and I'm not kidding, within 2 weeks, boom, everything was, it couldn't have been more perfect for step-by-step setting it up and being in place. And
so there wasn't much hassling in the beginning, like, should we do this? It was like, do you want to do it? Yes, let's go with it.
It was literally a phone conversation. And then obviously we had to reach out to Pam, the previous owner, and then get in touch with Mainstream Boutique, the franchise, because it is a franchise. And we had to be approved.
Right. But each store is independently owned. And there are about 250 vendors you can choose from. So each Mainstream Boutique that you go into doesn't look like the other one. It's not going to have the same exact clothing. It's not a box chain retail.
So how does that work with franchises then? Is there a thing where you can have this transition period, or because I thought a lot of franchises you had to just like start from scratch?
Well, we sort of we did. Like when we took ownership middle of June.
Okay.
But we didn't open until July 17th. So we closed the boutique and then basically from scratch rebuilt our look.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
so it was the transition period was basically you guys reopening it. It's just the main bones were kind of there.
Right.
Absolutely. So like we didn't have to make our connections with, vendors because being a franchise, those connections were already made for us.
Okay.
We just had to reach out with our own personal information and make our own connections establish relationships.
That's pretty nice. And was the transition seamless, or did you guys have any hurdles that you really had to overcome?
No, not really.
Not really. I mean, there was a couple little bumps here and there, but nothing that, would cause a headache or frustration or anything like that. We're pretty blessed.
Okay. Yeah. So then the getting into the business world, I know you have a business background. Did you guys know like, hey, business is a thing we can do, or did you kind of go in there blind? How did that look?
No.
Did you learn from anybody? Are you currently?
Yes. I managed the Ground Round.
Okay. Gotcha.
For, oh my gosh, 10 or 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I worked for Mayor Electric for Rod and Denise Mayer.
Okay.
And I was there almost 20 years. And Rod was a very good teacher, you know, and I ran a lot of different things for him. Did payroll, did the quarterly taxes, did the W-2s at the end of the year.
Okay. So you had some experience.
Familiar with all of that.
Is that kind of the breakdown? So it's like you're on the fashion side of things and then you are handling the back end business stuff?
Yep.
Okay. And how does that work?
I'll be like, hey, Dawn, how much money can I spend today?
Right.
Okay. I think you need a balance of both.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're both people persons, so we both work the floor. We're there. One of us is there pretty much every day of the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it works well. It's a great mix.
And I know a lot of people, we've had this conversation before on the show, working with family. Yeah. What is your guys' take on working with family? Because you're cousins.
I think we're kind of different because we don't really have any like
animosity
hiccups.
Towards each other.
No. I mean, I don't have a sister.
Yeah.
Christy has one. So Christy's always kind of been my sister.
Okay.
We're close in age. So we've always done things together throughout the years.
Okay.
She's definitely my best friend. So
I love her.
I know,
and that's what I always wonder because people are like, oh, that's the narrative.
Right.
Never do business
you know,
with family.
And it's not that we can't get irritated with each other. We're just both very good about saying when we do.
Yeah.
And then it's over and done with. Neither one of us hold a grudge. It's just,
okay.
You get it off.
Boom, you're ready to go.
What are we having for lunch?
Okay, cool. So then that's the main question of the day. Yeah, that's the main question of the day. So what was when you guys went through that transition period of, okay, now you're taking over ownership, what kind of vision were you trying to bring to the new mainstream boutique?
Great question. With us coming from two different worlds as far as business and fashion, we wanted to kind of blend two worlds. We wanted to bring fashion to all sorts. So we wanted to make sure that someone could come in and shop with their granddaughter.
Okay.
And the grandma.
Okay, gotcha.
So we wanted it to be
multi-generational,
a family event, a family experience, lower a price point a little bit, have a price point that can accommodate all sorts of people.
So instead of just, it's only for, 30 to 40-year-olds, now it caters to everybody.
And most people think of boutiques normally being very high end.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to get that mix where you can come in and buy your basics that maybe are at a lower price point and then get maybe a good pair of dress pants or a
staple
blazer,
pieces, I call them.
That are your really good go-tos that you can put a multitude of things with.
You just work around that one piece. That's what I do when I pick out my outfit. I'm like, what's one thing I really want to wear? And then build it out from that.
Exactly.
So how did you have a challenge of, making that known, letting people know, hey, you can still come here for the basics? Was that there before? I guess I wasn't sure.
Pam, the previous owner, Pam Karpenko, did such a fabulous job building the brand.
Yes.
And creating Mainstream Boutique in Minot that there was already such a great following.
Okay.
So when we merged our way in, the following just continued.
Yeah.
And we opened the doors to so many more people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of just picked up and
and both Kris and I being from here too, and her being in the retail world for so long, she had a lot of followers that, where Christy goes, her followers go because she's dressed them for 20 years.
I suppose it helps because it's okay, it's almost like if you were to be a hairdresser, if I move wherever it's at, my people are going to come with me.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I used to work at a store at the mall called Northern Reflections.
Okay.
Way back when.
Sorry, I'm not familiar.
It used to be. It used to be where the buckle is now.
Okay, gotcha.
And I still have customers that come in to Mainstream that we dressed at Northern Reflections.
They're like, I'm the Northern customer here.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've been dressing you for 22 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that just made me think though too, because Christy's worked at several stores and she always has a fashion show that she puts on. I can't tell you how many times I modeled for her for all of those shows.
Yeah.
So, I need you to model.
Hey, that's what you need, those people in your back pocket that you can call on.
Yes.
What do you guys enjoy? So obviously it's downtown Minot. What do you enjoy about the location being downtown? Is it downtown?
It is.
It is. Okay. It's still in the same. Okay.
Central Avenue and Main Street.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I thought you gave me a look like I had three heads. I'm like, gosh, I hope it's still downtown. Otherwise I didn't do my research well.
No, being downtown is amazing.
The best day of the year downtown is Black Friday when they light the Christmas tree. It is seriously like the Hallmark movie.
It's so awesome.
It is.
I go to that every year. It's awesome.
Yep. It is the best.
That Christmas tree this year though.
That
it was lacking a little bit.
Sad.
It was just
he had a rough day.
It was leaning over a little bit, but that's all right. That's all right. So I had a question about if there were any challenges when you were in that transition period. It said you didn't. I was going to ask you how you turn those into opportunities, but let's pivot into a little bit about, differentiating yourself. I know you talked about it a little bit, but that's one thing in business you want to, what's the difference between someone coming to Easton Bennett or going to Joe Schmo down the road? What's something you guys try to bring to differentiate yourself and have that unique experience?
Personally, I believe that when women are going out shopping, this day and age, it's more about an experience than it is about fashion.
Okay.
And when people come into mainstream, like we're invited to birthday parties, we're invited to weddings, we're invited to funerals, we're invited to like so many family functions of our customers that we truly make an impact on them personally.
Okay.
And it becomes such an experience when they enter the door. A couple weeks ago, we go live, like we told you, every Wednesday at 2:00. And we had a customer come into the store and she had never met us before. She just met us through Facebook.
Okay.
She ran into the store and she goes, "It's you guys." Like she was so excited.
You're real.
Yeah. Like to meet us for real, that like it just warmed my heart, because I would rather have somebody have such a great experience in the store and maybe they leave without purchasing anything, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But they're going to remember how they felt when they were shopping at Mainstream, because you never know what happened to that person before they came into the store that day. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
And like you want to change like how they felt before.
And there's something special about going shopping and thinking to yourself, well, I don't have to spend anything. I can just go have a fun time and just walk around the store, see if there's anything cool. Awesome. If I spend, $4,000 on whatever it is. That's generally what happens when I leave my house. It's like, boom, I just spent $250,000. I don't know how I did that, but.
And I think the other thing is we're very honest people. Yes. We're not going to put you into an outfit and tell you it looks amazing on you.
Yeah.
Because you have to feel that good when you're in it. Yeah. You should feel like a rock star or a superhero. When you look at something and you put it on and you think, yeah.
Not just, good. You should get it so you guys can make a sale.
Exactly. It's not about the sale.
Yeah. When you walk into a room, your confidence should just be glowing, because when you have a great outfit on, your confidence, you feel so much better about yourself. We all know how that feels.
What's the saying? Look good, feel good. Look good, feel good, play good. Yeah. That's what I used to say. That's why I'd wear my best suit when I was playing sports.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't want like someone to come in, purchase something. We always say, do you like it or love it? Because if you like it, you can't buy it.
Yeah,
you have to love it.
It should be a pitch for Cold Stone.
Not allowed to hang in your closet.
Like, you don't want it to hang in your closet, because then you're going to see the tag and think, oh, I shouldn't have bought that. I don't want you to feel that.
Yeah, and then so a year down the road, it's like, I still haven't worn that jacket or whatever I bought. So how do you guys determine then what to stock your store with? How do you, the buying, are you in charge of that?
Christy's mainly in charge of that.
And then you just sort of like thumbs up, thumbs down on it.
I look at the computer sometimes and give a little input.
Yeah.
A lot of times, we have certain vendors that
it's a process.
It is a process.
Because I was wondering if it's based on like trends and styles or your personal taste or what it is.
Both.
Okay.
Both. With Mainstream, corporate office does partner with some top vendors and do some like overall top picks for the franchise.
Okay.
If we pick some of those top picks, it benefits us a little bit more, because we can get some certain perks for picking some of those certain items.
Okay.
So then we just kind of branch off from that and just pick
Do items. They give you like discounts and stuff, or how does that work? Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then we just like look at certain vendors that we know sell really well for us and sizing fits for our store and our customers like. And we just go off current trends and colors. And one thing you need to really work with Minot, it takes a long time for fashion trends to get here.
With anything, I think, for Minot. Yeah.
So you have to be careful on how fashion forward you want to be.
Okay.
Or,
because you go to LA or something, it's like they're doing some out of the box stuff for sure.
Yeah. And that isn't Minot.
Yeah. And that's all right, because even I see that with homes a lot of the times, the way homes are built and interiors. It seems like the other places that I see, Minneapolis or wherever it's at, the homes tend to be a little bit newer, new styles, and then they get to mine out a little bit later. So I assume it's the same with fashion.
Right. It just takes a hot minute.
So I assume you have to have a good grasp on your customer base and what they like and what they...
Yes. And it's also hard too, because you have to decide what's going to sell and not just because you like it or something we would wear.
So how do you overcome that? Instead of, I really like this, but maybe it's just not like
our customer.
A hit. Yeah.
Right.
Well, if we really like it and we want it, we're going to get it.
She's like, it doesn't matter. She's like, I don't care.
And a lot of times too, a customer just wants to see it on.
Yeah.
So that really makes a difference too.
How do you stay up to date on the trends then? Because they're always changing.
Always.
Okay. For example, we just got back from market middle of February and we bought for next fall.
Okay.
Because we're 6 months out.
A season ahead.
So, but we also at market can buy like current, for like fast fashion. So like your staple pieces and your themed looks and your stories, you're buying 6 months out.
Okay.
Your fast fashion is what you're buying.
Oh, I didn't know that's how it worked. I thought it was just like, hey, we need more stuff. Go rip through that catalog.
Most of our top vendors, we've already submitted the orders for fall. Yeah.
Okay.
For anything that'll start showing for August?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's why I like this podcast. I get to know about the insides of every industry. And
in a lot of stores, like since with Mainstream, there's 80 franchise stores.
Okay.
And each section, like they start transitioning at different times. So some of the fall stuff, I don't transition into fall until late August, early September, where some stores are already bringing early fall in at the end of June.
Oh, really?
So we're like,
they don't care about summer.
I'm just thinking about now. It made me laugh just because we're supposed to get more snow.
Yep.
So we don't have a lot of our shorts in yet or out on the floor because there's still too.
You're calling it like we need more snow pants.
Right?
We need boots. We need beanies. What do you guys got? Okay. So how do you gals then balance your personal life with the business? Because that's one thing when people go into entrepreneurship, balancing it with the personal life. How do you guys manage that?
Or
is it basically, do you treat it as like a job and then really?
We do treat it as a job. We're only open 6 days a week. So we are closed Sunday. So that's a guaranteed day off for both of us. We both have children the same age. So our youngest child, each of us have a sophomore, a 16-year-old.
Okay.
So when my daughter's doing dance, Christy works a lot of shifts. When her son is doing basketball, I work a lot of shifts. It's just kind of that give and take for what we need. We're both two primary people that are at the store on a full-time basis. We have Ashley, our associate, who's there pretty much when we need her. She owns her home business and does skating.
Okay.
So she has to leave earlier throughout the week.
Huh.
So between the three of us, it's a really good mix. And then we have about 3 other gals that work for us, like when we're at market.
Okay.
They'll come in and help out.
Yeah. When you guys are gone.
Right.
So have you learned anything about yourselves then ever since starting this business? Really look intrinsically and be like, man,
I was always an 8 to 5 person, or 8 to 6 and not taking a lunch. Now I don't have to work till 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling like I am on cloud 9 and on top of the world. Like this is a great little change. Yeah. And we're only open till, 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel.
Okay. Well, I suppose that helps then.
Yeah.
It is nice going somewhere at 10 o'clock. Right. I will say that.
It is crazy. Although I always had nights and weekends off and holidays off. Now I'm working Saturdays. Now I work Black Friday. I always had it off to go shopping. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment.
Blessing and a curse. Blessing and a curse, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. So before we get into some more questions, I want to hear about this week's podcast sponsor, Midco. Is your business moving up and to the right? Put Midco's business technology to work for you so you never have a slow day at the office. From premium internet and phone plans to custom private networking and advertising, they have a solution for every type of business, large or small. Get paired with an account representative to create your suite of services and make the switch with ease with dedicated business client fulfillment and support teams. No data caps, flexible contracts with month-to-month or long-term options, built-in DDoS protection, and more. Explore services and request a free consultation at midco.com/business today. I've been a Midco user ever since I started my business, ever since I bought my house, have the home studio, and I've loved it. So if you guys want to check out their services, go to midco.com/business. All right. So getting back into the questions now here, how do you guys approach marketing and advertising for the boutique? Excuse me.
Some of that is done for us. Being a franchise, we pay in a royalty fee of about 7.5% every week. And 0.5% of that goes towards national advertising for Mainstream Boutique all over the place. So there's certain events that they do that we're obligated to do. Denim days. This week, we're going to have the exciting egg sale.
Okay.
You know, so you get to
Candy cane
Easton.
sale.
Yep. Candy cane sale. You know, where you get a percentage off when you come in. So those things are.
Egg sale. Okay. I thought you were talking about like you sell eggs and they're cheaper than what I can get them over here at the grocery store. I'm like, I'll see you guys this weekend.
Yeah. Coming up.
Yeah.
No,
but
come and pick an egg out of our Easter basket and you get a percentage off.
Okay, cool. So then do you guys, obviously you have the national company working for this marketing stuff. Do you do anything internally that's more on the local level?
Yep. Yes. We try to spread our dollars to the local places.
Okay. Can you give me any examples?
Oh, absolutely.
Like we work with Robbie
Keelan
to do
KX.
I think it's KX.
Gotcha.
KX. But now it's changed to Netstar or whatever it was where Bill comes from. But yes.
And then we do iHeart.
Gotcha.
We do Midco.
Yep.
Why do you think it's important to diversify these? I mean, they're all in the same like area, but why do you think it's important to be doing marketing in general, I guess you could say?
I feel because they draw different customers, you know, for each of their platforms, as well as like those customers also shop at our stores. So we hit a broader audience when we spread our dollars to different marketing places.
I think it helps too that you obviously have the people that are going to follow you and back you, and that's your customer base. Whereas they can draw in new customers that maybe, you know, don't know you guys.
You know, and their reach goes out to Williston. We do have customers that come shop with us in Williston. So it's nice to get our name out in that area. And we also work with, is it the Century?
The Century, yeah.
The paper for the Minot Air Force Base.
Oh, gotcha.
Stuff too. So we advertise there too, because you get a lot of families that come in that live on base and don't quite know where to come in and shop in Minot. So
those are the people that sprint in and hug you guys. Oh my gosh, you're real. Right. So what do you think the most important qualities for a quote unquote entrepreneur or business owner to have is? Like, what do you think you need to be that kind of person after now you guys have been doing it?
I really feel that you need to be real.
And you need to be dedicated. You need to know that this is what you want. And nothing's going to stop you. You have to be organized. You get your ducks in a row, and you just have to believe that you will not fail. It's just not an option.
I think that's the main one. It's because I always tell people, I have people ask me all the time business questions, and I say, if your back's against the wall, literally the only option is to just figure it out.
Right.
Unless you fail, which is whatever that means. I always say failing is only if you quit. But if your back's against the wall, you're going to figure a way out. It might look pretty sloppy and ugly, but you're going to figure a way out as long as you keep pushing forward.
Right. If you can envision yourself for success, it'll come. It'll come.
Believers in manifesting?
Oh, yes. 100%. I was the manager at Pier 1.
Okay.
And this is a great, funny story. No, seriously, I manifested because I don't remember what year it was into my career with Pier 1, but I set a goal to be store manager of the year. Yeah. And I envisioned that of going up and getting the award and everything.
So how does that work? Because I'm not a person that like visualizes and like, I'm like, hey, I want to be here in X amount of time. Right. But do you just like sit at home at night and just think like in your head, like there's me grab my award, or for the people that maybe want to implement this?
Right. I don't remember exactly.
Would you dress up and like walk up a fake stage? And
no, I didn't like picture what I was gonna, what I was gonna wear or anything. But I pictured, and envisioned them saying my name and going up and getting my award. And then when it happened, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
I was answering a question for somebody.
And Christy's always been good too, like with vision boards.
Okay.
So I think a lot of that too is if you see it, you say it, you believe it,
you
think it.
So then do you just put your vision board like on your mirror when you brush your teeth in the morning, or?
No.
Because that's what I've done a vision board before. It's like, here's the things I want, right? I want to have a house in this area, and I want to have a kitchen that looks like this and a team of whatever. And then the people that say, oh, put it somewhere you'll see it every single day. Maybe it's above, the Keurig coffee maker. Maybe it's taped to your desk, wherever it is. I haven't implemented that, but I've seen people doing that. So do you just more so?
Mine's in my head.
Okay.
Mine's in my head.
Did you know there's a aphantasia? Do you guys know what that is?
No.
It's if you close your eyes, if your ability to visualize things, like if I was to say picture a red horse in your head right now, some people can see like all the color and everything, and some people it's just black. So they have like scales like 0 to 7 on if you can visualize it. So I assume you're one of those people that can visualize everything.
I can see red.
I can see red.
I'm in like 3 range.
It
I'm
has
like,
it's like feet. It has a mane.
There you go. See, aphantasia. You guys can look it up after you finish the show, obviously. So how do you guys decide on pricing for your products then? What does the pricing structure look like for someone that's, maybe they're starting their own, whatever it is, clothing store or jewelry or whatever it might be? Well, what are your theories on it?
Certain brands do have a suggested retail price.
Okay.
That you have to follow.
Right. So lots of our vendors have that and we stick with that.
Okay.
I'll let Christy explain the rest though.
There's like your common rule of thumb that when you're doing markups, what you mark things up.
Okay. So it's like up 30% or up whatever it is, 15%.
Yeah. There's common rules that I'm sure every retailer uses.
Because that's what I was wondering. I'm obviously not in the retail industry. I'm not sure if they just go like, hey, it's this percent of every product we have, or if it varies per product.
Yep. There's a mathematical equation behind every store out there that how they mark their items up.
So can you guys share a story? Do you have any stories about when you had to pivot your strategy for anything? Has anything ever came up where you're like, okay, we have to start going more in this direction?
Yeah. Last fall, there was a bad buy.
Okay. Bad buy as in you is that when you buy stuff from Market and then it doesn't sell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we buy too much of it.
Okay.
And you're sitting on a lot of dollars in inventory that's not moving, and you see these dollars and you think, oh my gosh, like we have $10,000 wrapped up in this certain department that could
definitely have been spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
And
so what do you do in that situation then?
You have to mark that stuff down, and you have to
just go throw it in the middle of Main Street and just big bonfire.
Right. I would love to.
Right.
But you just got to mark it down and know that you're going to take
a loss
and just suck it up. Don't sit and dwell on it and just move forward, and just be cautious next time someone screams out this great product.
Yeah.
This is great.
They're just lying to you.
Yeah.
Blowing smoke up your ass. That'll happen though.
Absolutely.
How do you overcome that then? Do you just kind of learn as you go?
A little bit of a fit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A couple glasses of wine later, we calm down. Yeah.
Right. And we're good about talking about things. So we'd sit down and have, a conversation about ways that we could either remarket it.
Okay.
Show it with something different, put it with something different that makes the look more
enticing to
people. Right. Wear it
at
ourselves to show how it looks. Sometimes things look much better on a body than they do on a hanger.
Is that kind of how it goes? People just don't like how it looks on a hanger? A lot of times, can you sell it if you're like, just put it on?
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
There can be a shirt that's folded on the front table. It doesn't move.
Yeah.
You hang it in the first section on the wall in the store. It doesn't move. You place it in the middle section of the store on a mannequin and it sells out.
Really?
Boom. Gone.
It's placement.
You just litter your store with mannequins and walk in. It's like 400. It's like,
or we tell women too. I mean, if you're going to go into the dressing room and you're already going to try things on, then take our suggestions and sometimes try on something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because you don't know unless you try.
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay.
And if you don't like it, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And all you're getting is an additional cardio workout anyway. So.
Yeah. Right. I tried that with a Fedora once. It was a wide brim. I still have it, but people don't like it on me. I like it on myself currently. I kind of look like Inspector Gadget.
Only you have to like it.
Only you have to like it.
Yeah, I'm going to wear it on the beach sometime, I think. I wish it had like safari flaps on the back of it. Would make it even cooler.
You can put those on there.
Yeah.
Velcro.
You guys know how to stitch?
No, but Ashley does.
But Ashley does.
Okay, I'll be in there and I'll be like, hey, can you just do some additions to my Fedora with safari flaps, please? So how do you guys see the how do you see the business evolving? Yeah, see? I just want to get that picture in your head. It's it's good for the sun, it's good for all of it. Wear 2 baseball game. How do you see your business evolving moving into the future?
Social media.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a Facebook page until we bought the business 3 years ago. So I'm learned a lot in the last 3 years, and I probably don't even know a half of what I should or need to know.
Yeah.
So with our Facebook Lives, we sell a lot that way. Every Wednesday at 2, people just will message us. We do have an app that we're debating whether or not to keep. It's hard to push all the products from the store to the app they sell so fast that by the time the live is over and you push them, you may only have 1 or 2 left.
Yeah.
And so you don't want people going on the app hoping they can get a large, and all we have is an extra small and a medium left.
So I want to talk about the live a little bit then. You guys just go on there. Do you show things like this? Or are you trying them on? What is that?
I'm explaining the details, the features, and the benefits of the item, and Dawn is trying them on.
Okay.
And our customers absolutely go nuts over it. They love it.
Are you like in the circus speed changer where they do like
seriously,
this?
we should almost post what the dressing room looks like after it's done, because there's stuff everywhere. Half the time I'm taking it off as I'm walking back to the dressing room.
Like, hey, it's right here.
And I'm screaming at her like, hey, I'm putting this on next.
Yeah.
And,
our customers just, they like to see it on like
one
of us.
Yeah.
And they like to come in and visit us to be able to have the experience and get the item.
Yeah.
Like,
and what you see is what you get. Like,
they're not a huge fan of, I'm going to be honest, of our app, because they want to come in and have the experience.
Yeah. That's interesting, because I wonder if that focuses mainly around women's clothing, because I've never seen like a live stream of men's apparel being tried on like that. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I think when we had Caitlin Feist on here at Michelle F, I think they do a live stream of some sort on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, that's the second time I've heard this now, where I don't know if I've seen it in the male apparel industry before.
I don't think I have either.
You guys are just on.
I haven't looked for it either.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. I also haven't looked for it. Maybe I could do it with videos. I'll do a live stream and be like, this is the new video I'm offering.
You could feature your fedora.
Here's also my new fedora. You guys should sell the fedora. I'll take a royalty out of it at your store. I'll get you your first run of it, 100 of them.
100?
People would think you're like making a mob movie of some sort. I don't know. All right, let's pivot back into local community in Minot. How do you support the local community? How do they support you back? Other businesses? What does that partnership look like?
With Downtown Minot, we partner with, in the fall.
Yeah. The Downtown Business Association. So they're always doing the wine walks. We always participate in that. The bunny hop is this Thursday. From 10 to 12. Okay. So parents can bring their kids down and stop at all the stores, and you get candy. And so it's so fun, and they're so cute. They do a Halloween one too, where you get to go trick-or-treating. We're a part of whatever they do downtown. Okay. We will always jump on board with that. 100%.
There must be, it's almost like a community down there, right?
It is. It's a family down there. In the fall, we put on a big fashion show, and we partner with the downtown businesses. We partner with The Spot.
They host it.
Ray Creates.
I took photos of that one time. That's back when I thought I was a photographer.
Yeah.
For Pam. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She did her style edit.
Yes. Is that the style edit? Is that what it's called? Is it similar?
Well, similar.
We changed it to girls night
Pam's
out.
own.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then Presley on Rude
does the pictures.
Way better than I could have ever done. So you're in good hands there.
And then Jeremy from the Striving Rooster and Whiskey 9. He does our food for us every year.
Sometimes I wonder if people just come for the food.
I'm sure they do. It's amazing.
I think there's some fashion show going on.
Yeah, he's a culinary genius. Yeah.
Does he bring to-go containers? He's so good.
You get there eating and they're like, what's going on behind us? I don't know. There's some people.
Yeah, we like to just, partner with whoever we can to. Downtown is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's a fun little place to go.
Such a nostalgia down there that I just.
And, in one of our fashion shows we did where it was a spring one. And so you would be stopping at certain locations. And so we were doing a look for each stop, Milan.
Yeah.
Morocco. And so we had local businesses like Guilty Sweets, Cookies for You, each do some sort of like dessert that went with each.
Oh, that's sweet.
Theme. So that was one of our themes. So yeah.
Okay. So pivoting a little bit now, what do you think has been the most rewarding experience of owning your own business? It's time to give yourself a little pat on the back. This is so fun because we get
it's so fun
Sundays
because
off.
Honestly, I get to work with her every day.
Yep.
So, there's part of that because
I wish I had tissue. I wish I had tissues.
Because we're a good mix.
We are.
And I love all of our customers that come in. We have so many regulars. We're so very blessed. And I love meeting new people. I'm a people person.
Oh my gosh, she hugs people before they even get in the door.
She's flagging them down. Hey, I just want to get you started in case you come here one day.
Like coming in and she's already there hugging them, and I'm like in the back going, hi.
There's a lady on my bumper. I think she wants me to get into her store.
That's great.
But no, that's
Oh gosh, I can totally visualize that.
yeah. She's riding on the back of it. No, it's important to be a people person when you are doing business. And there's obviously jobs when you can be in the background and maybe in a back office, but it is good to get out there and see the people that you're actually doing business with.
Yes. Agreed. And and even though I'm more of the book person in the back of the house, I'm not one who keeps up with it every day. Like I'll come in on a Sunday and get caught up for the last 2 months.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So
the best way to do it.
I'm in the back room more than she is.
Right.
Because she just absolutely beams and glows. She loves being out on the floor. And
she's like, why did you make me be the back end person? I want to be out here.
She just absolutely loves it. And so I just let her be out there. Because sometimes, when you come into a store and there's like 2 people, sometimes people can tend to feel uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. So if they can just work with one person, she absolutely,
I love that.
She loves it. She's in her element.
Hey,
and I'm okay to sit in the back and research.
Yeah. It's like, hey, would you just mind going to the back for a little bit?
Right.
There's a person I want to talk to.
And I'm back there talking to the computer because I'm frustrated because it's not like.
Well, but see, that's how we work though too. We're like, I might be working with a customer and then Christy will hear us talking about something and she screams around the corner, something to just interject into the conversation. And then we're screaming back. I'm like, hey, you're wearing those jeans. Come out here.
Yep.
It
just works.
Yeah. And we're not.
That's what's good about having that partnership. You have to find that mesh.
And we have fun.
Which is good. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
So talking about your employees a little bit, then how do you create a positive work environment?
We're so blessed with our employees.
We are.
The girls that work with us, Ashley, she's worked with me for 13 years. We worked together at Justice at the mall.
Okay. Is Justice still there? No, I don't think so. Is it? Okay.
And then Jess and Darla have worked with me. We worked together at the mall. So we've been together for 15 years. We've all been together. Like we don't have turnover and
which is awesome.
Yeah.
You treat everybody like they're human.
Yeah. And like Tracy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, yeah.
Tracy was one of our customers and she wanted to model for the fashion show. And then she's like, hey, if you ever need help. And we're like, come aboard. So she helps out Saturdays if we need her.
Okay.
And
she's like, could I work for you guys, please?
Way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Mikhail Naring from Minot High. So we have a young high school girl too.
Probably knows my sister, Presley.
Probably.
Played volleyball together.
Yep.
Mikhail played volleyball, correct?
Yep. Yeah, she did.
Cool. So what are you guys' goals? Only a couple more questions here for you. Goals in the next 6 to 12 months. What can people expect? You guys shooting for anything? You want to accomplish anything?
Have a rock star fashion show again this fall.
Right. I would really like us to just get over the hump with the social media. Social media is like
it's a blessing and a curse. I tell people.
It is. It's your how do I put it? Your vehicle to success these days. It really is with growing your business.
So are you just trying to do more on that aspect of things?
We are.
Okay.
Just trying to grow the business with social media. Really want to get up to reach our Canadian customers with social media. But
I'll send a message out to all my Canadian people. I lived up there.
Because we don't know how to broaden like the zip codes or the areas to reach out.
Okay.
Going north.
Yeah. Maybe you do an ad with maple syrup. Or the mispronunciation of pasta.
Okay.
But no,
those are good.
Yes, there are definitely some ways we can target outside of there.
And we have to be careful too because we can't advertise in other mainstream locations.
Okay.
So like we can't really go into Bismarck, right? Yeah. So
we
have
do
to be
draw
careful.
from there, and not like
we
do have customers that come up.
What's the closest one? Is it Bismarck? There's one in Bismarck.
There's 5 in North Dakota.
Right.
Oh, really?
So Dickinson, Bismarck, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Minot.
Okay, but is there anything north of you? Probably not.
No.
So you can just pull that whole entire. All the way up to Alaska.
Figure out how we can
all the way up to Alaska. It's ours. It's our territory.
Yeah,
right.
It's like we got this line. You guys, everything below. You can have Mexico, everything down there. Okay, so do you have any advice for new business owners trying to get their companies off the ground, their new ventures off the ground?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid, and seriously, write everything down. Get yourself a good
folder.
I knew she'd circle back to the folder.
Start with a business plan. Like, definitely do that. Write yourself a business plan. There's many templates online you can use. There's places in Minot you can go for somebody to help you out with that, just so that you can forecast a full year of what your sales are going to be, what your expenses are going to be, so that you have that down and you have an idea of where you want to go and how you want to grow it and what your end result is going to be.
Instead of flying by the seat of your pants.
Right.
Yeah. So if you had to restart from scratch tomorrow, what's one thing that you wish you knew that you know now? Did I word that right?
Mm-hmm.
You know now that, yeah.
I think our start was so different because we had the space already.
Yep.
And we were able to rent it. We didn't have to change anything.
Yeah.
Pam had a great following. We bought her remaining inventory. Seriously, it was such an easy transition.
Probably follow our monthly budget a little bit better.
Maybe we could do that a little bit better.
Yeah. Because I just.
Yeah. And that's what you learn those things as you go. I had the same issue. I'd spend like crazy and then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then once you get that on track, and having those back-end analytics and sheets and documents helps so much.
It really does.
When I started, I'm like, I don't know how much money I got. I made some here. Let's spend it over here. But if you actually have like a document, whatever it is, doesn't have to be anything crazy, you at least have an idea.
Right. And my books may not be up to date, but I check our bank statement, our banking balance every single day. I check our credit cards. I'm on top of exactly what's there, just like she's on top of how many units are in that store just by her spinning her head around.
If you don't track it, you can't alter anything or make changes. So that's super important. Okay. So last question I ask everybody in the show, Mount Rushmore of business advice. Usually if there's one guest, I go 4 pieces of advice because that's Mount Rushmore, but we'll give you 2 each. You each get to pick 2 things to put on Mount Rushmore. You want to pinball back and forth? You want to go 2 in a row, whatever you want to do.
Business advice.
Doesn't have to be anything crazy either. A lot of people think it has to be like this long paragraph, but
do something you love.
Yeah.
Let it be some sort of extension of you.
Okay.
Because I think if you believe it and it's where you want to be, you're going to be more successful at it.
Okay.
Agreed.
I like that.
Agreed.
There's one. There's Washington.
Sorry. I kind of jumped in with you. So were you going to say something before I kind of...
She's like, you stole mine?
No, I was just going to say follow your dream.
Okay.
It's just...
Yeah.
And then build on your dream. And then revisit it.
Okay.
And remember too,
the visionary.
I am.
You are. Remember,
we made our first goal, our second year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. And now you're like, how do we even need to make bigger goals?
Right?
Yeah, about that.
You're like, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Now you made me lose my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm a squirrel.
That is true too. We tangent a lot. Surround yourself with good people. And remember, you are only as good as the people who work under you or with you.
That's
and
awesome.
you hear that a lot, but it's true.
It is. So don't expect them to do something you wouldn't do or haven't done.
You're the average of the 5 people you're around.
Yes, because you should be setting the example for the rest of your staff.
Yeah.
So if you're not willing to do it, you shouldn't ask somebody else.
And make time for yourself and enjoy it.
Yes.
Boom. Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. This was a lot of fun.
Guys, that was episode 43 of the Minot Business Podcast. Thank you again for watching. Please leave a rating and a review if you haven't already, and we will see you next week for episode 44.